Christian, who did you vote for and why?
Yeah, so thank you. I voted for Nikki Haley, and it was certainly a strategic vote. I think the DNC is fairly resolute in their nomination for Joe Biden. And while I wouldn't vote for her in a general election, particularly on our differences with climate change solution, a women's right to bodily autonomy, or incarceration rates, I think a vote for Nikki Haley helps diminish Trump's influence in the RNC and their nomination, but is also a vote towards democracy.
And Christian is emblematic of so many conversations that I've had here throughout the day.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the results of the New Hampshire GOP primary. I have evidence that shows the majority of Nikki Haley voters in this primary were not Republican. And not just that one clip from the very beginning of the young man talking about he voted for Nikki Haley as a strategic thing. It's not just that, or the reporter saying that he wasn't the first one to say that. I have more than just that. Now, first things first, let's look at the actual numbers here. Some are going to say, hey, it was pretty close, ABL. Donald Trump's influence ain't really that big. He's not really the front runner, and he's kind of on shaky ground because, yes, he won, but it was kind of close. 54.3 for him and 43.2 for Nikki Haley. It's pretty close. Well, not really. You see, it's close on paper, but you got to ask yourself, who voted for Nikki Haley and who voted for Trump? Who are we talking about specifically? New Hampshire residents, I would presume, unless we got illegal aliens in there, but that's a different story, and I digress. New Hampshire residents, but who are these people? Are these registered Republicans? Are these newfound Republican? Like, who are these people? We have exit poll data from CNN that I'm going to put up. And of course, if you want to see this clip, link will always be in the box. If you're on IG, visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Back to David Chalian with that. And David, you're getting more on the ways that Republican primary voters don't see eye to eye?
Yes, that's right, Jake. In these exit poll results, you see a Mars and Venus universe for Haley and Trump coalitions here. Take a look at the numbers. Among Trump voters, 70% of them, according to our exit polls, are registered Republicans. Donald Trump, his support, 27% of his voters are registered undeclareds or independents. 3% were unregistered before today. Look at how that compares with Nikki Haley. It's a complete reversal. It's an alternate universe. Among Haley voters, 70% are registered undeclareds.
Let's pause right here. So you saw the numbers for Trump. This is, again, CNN exit poll data being aired on CNN, and it was live at the time, right after the election. 70% of Trump voters in the New Hampshire GOP primary were registered Republicans. 70% of Nikki Haley voters in the same primary were registered undeclared independent. Only 27% Republican. So what you saw from the very beginning with the young man talking about, well, I voted for Nikki Haley because it's a way to keep Trump out, even though I'm not really a fan of hers either. That same sentiment and what the reporter said, well, he wasn't the first one, that can be seen right here in the exit poll data. So my question to those who would doubt what I'm saying is, what more can I say? What more evidence do you need? I'll let the man on the screen continue.
Only 27% are registered Republicans. We also see this when asking people, did Joe Biden legitimately win the 2020 election? Which he did. Among Trump voters, 80% say no. They say it wrongly. No, Joe Biden did not legitimately win the 2020 election. Haley voters, it's the complete opposite. 83% of Haley voters say correctly that Joe Biden was the legitimate winner in 2020. Only 15% of her voters say wrongly that he was not. This is the Trump-Haley Mars-Venus election tonight in New Hampshire.
All right, David, thank you so much. Interesting stuff. Andrew.
And I've been speaking to voters all day.
And you see it right here. This is the clip from the very beginning. You see what's going on here. Okay, the Nikki Haley voters, these are not Republicans. The exit poll data shows it. 70% undeclared, while the exact opposite was true for Trump voters, according to the same data, 70% registered Republican. So what we have here are Democrats coming out and voting for Nikki Haley. Democrats and independents voted for Nikki Haley to keep Trump out of the way. And even though that strategy was utilized, she still lost. And it was a pretty decisive victory. Some are going to say that it wasn't the curb stomping that Iowa was. It wasn't a 30-point margin of victory. And that's fine. It doesn't have to be that kind of margin of victory to win. A win is a win, especially when that win is a shorter margin of victory than it would be because the other side came out and tried to make it that way. This is the same thing that happened in Iowa a little bit because at one point, Trump had won all, I think, 99 counties in the entire state. But then one person came out and voted Nikki Haley in one of the counties. So then that turned it from 98 to 99, from 99 to 98. If not for that, then it would have been a completely clean sweep and a curb stomping of victory by 30 points. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to you Nikki Haley supporters in Iowa. Pardon me, not Iowa. New Hampshire. You tried. You Democrats, you independents, you tried. It was a good try, but we have too much evidence to show what happened. My man got right here on camera and said exactly what has been going on. You saw the exit poll data about what's been happening. And ultimately, I think that she'll have to drop out. Look, DeSantis did the right thing and dropped out after Iowa. Vivek, same thing. There is no path to victory for Nikki Haley. I was watching somebody, I forget who it was. I don't want to say the wrong name. This guy's talking about Nikki Haley can get the soccer moms. And listen, no, I don't even think the soccer moms truly want to vote for a woman. Americans don't really want to vote for a woman or a male below 6 foot. Some are going to say, hey, ABL, that's superficial. That shouldn't really matter. Well, shoulda, coulda, woulda. If was a fifth, we all be drunk, but I'm sober as sober could be. I'm a whole teetotaler right now. I have no buzz at all. It is what it is. They don't like under 6 foot presidents or women. Hillary Clinton had all the cachet in the world, former first lady, former secretary of state, senator, all of that. Still got curb stomped not once but twice by the black guy and the game show host. Nikki Haley, really? How is she going to have any chance of succeeding when she can't even come close to Trump at all in the primary? It doesn't make any sense. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your thoughts on what happened in New Hampshire? Do you think the only reason why it was close at all, although Nikki Haley still lost, is because of Democrats and quote unquote independents, not Republicans? Because the way that CNN might want to frame it is like there's separate GOP conservative voters. You got some that are quote unquote MAGA extremists, all this and that, and then some who are in their point of view more like them, more like Democrats, more quote unquote normal. But that's not the reality. You have conservative Republicans and those who are not. It's just that simple. But whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This little strategy they tried to do, it didn't work, and it's not going to work going forward. And I think Nikki Haley, if she's being honest, and her team, if they're being honest, I think they know there's no path forward. So the best thing to do right now would be to go ahead and close up shop, do something else, go back to South Carolina, go back to DC, try to be a consultant, try to be the UN ambassador or something like that again, because your dream of becoming the president, that's just not going to happen. Vice president, maybe one day in the future, but I don't think right now is your time at all in this realm of politics. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.